This is your weekly trip to paradise, Louisiana style, with Gary Risponi. Paradise, Louisiana is also brought to you by Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change, CCA Louisiana, and the CCA Louisiana Star Tournament, IMCO, and by Farm Bureau Insurance.
Welcome to this week's edition of Paradise, Louisiana. I'm Gary Risponi. Welcome to Superior Bait and Tackle again, one of our homes. Blaine Salters, you ain't seen him in a while, but he has been covered up with work and events. Blaine, I got to hear today there's some big events coming up in crappie fishing. I know you're getting ready to go cover something a little bit up in North Louisiana, so we're going to let you talk about the crappie fishing. Everybody's asking me, where the fish bite, what's this? This is a man that always knows, okay? Even when it's bad, he'll tell you. So when we come back, I made a black cloud hunt, the Slab Hunters LA and up in Catahoula area in DeVille, and went to catch those accolades because they're starting to turn on, but guess what? Like they say, white perch. We chased those ducks so hard to make sure we make a film. We didn't even have time to fish, but it's coming back. Stay tuned. You're watching Paradise, Louisiana, Superior Bait and Tackle on Seagan Lane.
For the thirsty, for those who hang out in packs, for heroes, for sidekicks, for those who see the glass half empty, for those who see it half full, for those on the right, for those on the left, for those with nicknames, for those with curves, for people that cycle, for people that recycle, for BFFs, for frenemies, for those with style, for lovers, for families, for big families, for everyone.
I've been asking him to change the oil for months now, and he never did. So I finally just went to Benny's. They even washed my car for free. And you know what? It was amazing. Yeah, I left Benny's and got home before Rob even knew I was gone.
Benny? Who the heck is Benny?
As members of a Touchstone Energy Cooperative, we've all got a job to do. And the more we work together, the more we save. That's the power of your co-op membership.
Demco, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana. Blaine, big time happenings. We got our tournament and rodeo report, and this is one of the biggest tournaments around as far as crappie. Tell us about the results of that tournament.
Well, we got one big event that happened last weekend, and probably the biggest event ever in the history of crappie fishing is coming to Louisiana the following weekend. The Crappie Masters has two trails, a north and south crappie trail. The winners, the top five, get qualified for the national championship, which was this past weekend on Lake D'Orbon, the Crappie Masters National Championship. The winners of the national championship were TJ Palmer and Alex Palmer, but I want to give a big shout out to a couple of anglers, groups that are from Houma that really took a beating throughout the hurricane season and didn't get time to go up there and fish, or they would have had a lot better finishes. They finished in the top 70. In the event. That's Tim Hebert and Andre Smith, and Stephen Robert and Rob Bajeron, both from the Houma area, took a beating, couldn't get up there and pre-fish, but they went up and fished the national championship.
You hear all the time on y'all tournaments, so they always
good guys,
up in the money.
Good guys, but what's coming up the following weekend, which is this weekend, October 1st through the 3rd, is the All Crappie Expo put on by Wally Marshall and Mr. Crappie. They're going to have the world's largest fish fry. It's free to attend. They're having a $250,000 crappie tournament up there on the Red River, but it's this weekend in Shreveport. There's no cost to attend. There's no cost for the fish fry. Shreveport Convention Center in downtown Shreveport, October 1st through the 3rd. The weigh-in Sunday is going to be a live event shown live on TV and live on Facebook. You can attend all 3 days, one day, but it's a great time to get up there and see all the latest crappie rods, poles, just the newest techniques. Some of the best people in the country are giving seminars throughout, and it's just a big major event for Louisiana. That's up in Shreveport, October 1st through the 3rd at the Convention Center.
That's some big things coming up, but when we come back after I got a couple of news reports, and they're way ahead, but I want to give them a shout out. Dreams Come True, one of the organizations that we support very hard. They got something new coming up, October 23rd. Anything on rice. It's like a cookout. This has got to be exciting. Anything on rice. When you get Cajuns putting
Sounds
anything
like some
on
good
rice,
food coming.
It could be etouffee, it could be sauce piquant, you know, tell them what it can be. Huh? Gumbo, anything on rice, can you imagine? What about backbone stew? I don't know if these people are going to cook, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it right in the middle of hunting season, but October 23rd at the Delcom Shrimp Festival. So Dreams Come True. You got any questions, go to their website or call me and I'll tell you a little bit about it. So when we come back, we got some unbelievable, I'm going to say status reports. Grand Isle, terrible, but things are coming back in Slidell, everywhere, like you say, Homer and Cocodrie is all bad. So when we come back, I got some unbelievable fishing reports, and probably start off with Freshwater in here.
For the thirsty, for those who hang out in packs, for heroes, for sidekicks, for those who see the glass half empty, for those who see it half full, for those on the right, for those on the left, for those with nicknames, for those with curves, for people that cycle, for people that recycle, for BFFs, for frenemies, for those with style, for lovers, for families, for big families, for everyone.
As members of a Touchstone Energy cooperative, we've all got a job to do. And the more we work together, the more we save. That's the power of your co-op membership.
Demco, your Touchstone Energy cooperative.
We put faith in our vehicles to connect us. We understand how important it is to have transportation you can rely on. So no matter what the road ahead brings, we'll be there, offering you and your family the support that's made Farm Bureau Insurance a trusted name for over 70 years. You deserve more. You deserve a promise.
Huh? You look like a lamb.
Ja, vad heter de där?
That's what kind of guys you get when you go to sand hunters. Look at that. Man, they in that mud. Look how dry. Look, I got knee boots, but just look, no mud, no nothing. That's the kind of guys you want right there.
I'm Dawson McCann with Slab Hunters LA, and you're watching Paradise, Louisiana.
We're coming back now. You're talking about when we bought this. You know, one of your favorite partners is your mother.
Yes.
This
Vicky
Victoria Hort.
That's right.
Now, you know, I gotta mention her name. She's a lady about the town. She does so much for charities and different things. And she is a great politician too, most of her work is she does for years in Rapides Parish and all this area, Alexander, DeVille. She is just a never stop lady working in the community. So, and I know you was telling me that this would never happen without Mama.
That's correct.
Okay, so I'm a big fan of Mama.
Yep.
Let's talk about when you come here.
Yes.
We're gonna go in the woods. Sackley, y'all got party barges, y'all got night fishing, y'all got. Tell us some of the things you got and everything.
Right.
Besides the hunting right now, but let's talk about fishing in Larto. Number 5, it's top 5 lakes in the country for big crappie.
It is. One of the great things about our complex here with Larto Saline is we have the blessing of size, but then we also have the blessing of our spring floods, which allow river systems to restock this lake every year. We just cannot fish out this system, which is a blessing we have. That's one of the reasons why we chose the location of the lodge, because we didn't want to focus on the hunting aspect with the ducks and the teal, but we wanted a year-round destination. And what better place than Larto, Louisiana, on Larto Lake. The crappie are just phenomenal fishing. We do catfishing also. We do bass fishing. We customize your trip on how you want it.
Well, and we go back to hunting a little bit too. You can go to Dewey Wells by boat.
Yes.
And let me tell you what, unbelievable squirrel hunting. When it's open, you know, if it ain't flooded. I don't want to say no more. Look, that's my boy. Been with Paradise, Louisiana now. Well, when I first started fooling with you, Hunter was a baby.
Yeah, Hunter's a little apart.
We're getting too long. You watching Paradise, Louisiana. On the camera right now, I got Mr. Gene Hoover. Go ahead. He learned a lot from KD. So see, I'm getting too long too.
This is Don Dubuque asking you to join me as a member of the Coastal Conservation Association. For 30 years, CCA has worked in Louisiana to conserve our incredible fisheries, making sure that our fishing is great today and for generations to come. Whether looking out for redfish and specks, eliminating gill nets, building reefs across the coast, or work at the state capitol and in D.C., CCA is doing what's best for the fish and the sport we love so much. Your $30 membership will ensure that this work and our great fishing endures well into the future. Go to ccalouisiana.com and join CCA today.
I've been asking him to change the oil for months now, and he never did. So I finally just went to Benny's. They even washed my car for free. And you know what? It was amazing. Yeah, I left Benny's and got home before Rob even knew I was gone.
Benny? Who the heck is Benny?
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana. Before we get to the fishing report, especially the freshwater report, I got to give a shout out. This is probably as fresh as you can get. But Patrick Hall and his dad and them they were at hunting break, not far from where I was at, up there in DeVille and Catahoula. 700-pound, 13-foot alligator, one of the biggest ones that ever come. I've only seen one bigger come from a Chapter, but that's a big one. Congratulations, Patrick. Thank you for sending me that picture. And the rest of y'all young people out there, don't forget, Gary at Paradise, Louisiana, take a good picture, turn the camera sideways, and send it to me. He got a little video. I don't know if we can use it, but thank you. Appreciate it, Patrick, and your dad. Thank you. Now, let's go to Freshwater Fish Report, and the man of your heart, I'm telling you right now, I got some reports, but I know you got some reports, especially the Chapter Spillway, because that's where it's up. And the old river, there one time they were doing it, the river's starting to fall again. Give us your report. I don't want.
Old River's a hit and miss. If you got live scope, you can see a lot of fish on it. Some days you're gonna catch them, some days you're not. But the reports are, when you catch fish at Old River right now, they're 14 to 17 inch sac-a-lait. They're big fish. Throughout the spillway, Bayou Sorrel and Bayou Pigeon, there's just an abundance of fish. Be careful when you're traveling on the weekends just for so many boats on the water. Even though it's duck season, hunting season, sac-a-lait fishing has become a year-round event. It just doesn't seem to slow down anymore, but the spillway is your best bet.
Your dad and I fished one time, it was 27 degrees. We like to froze there. First time I ever heard him complain about being cold.
Well, he'll rarely complain. I bet you got fussed at a lot, though.
No, we always, if you don't do the bait right, you know, that got too much slack, don't get the net fast enough, that's why he's missed. He was a legend, and he missed. I'm sure you missed him. Also, John Shakespeare sent me a bunch of reports and sent me no pictures, but same thing. Saw, pigeon, being exact. He said, in the water where the water's falling, running down, the water's murky. It's milky. It's not chocolate milk and it's not clear, but when you're finding that good water, they find a lot of numbers of sac-a-lait. They stacked up, they're schooling, and they're fishing with a jig, a shiners, everything. Still black and the color water, black and chartreuse. What would you suggest? What color?
I've heard a variety of different colors, but black and chartreuse is always a go-to for everybody. One of the new things on the market, if I could take a second and show it, it's called the eye-hole jig. Each bait has an underspin, so when you put it together with your bait, it gives you a way of naturally swimming your bait, and that little underspin will make that tail wiggle as it goes through.
No under the cork. This is just like your old tight lining or
you can
you
can use it with a cork too, but you take your power bait or your niblet and you can poke it in right through the eye.
And give it scent.
That holds this niblet on. If you fish with niblets, you need to check this little bait out. It's pretty cool. You can get them here at Superior Bait and Tackle or online. Okay, Superior is probably the only one in Baton Rouge that carries it. What a great bait that lets you save on your power baits too if you fish with those kind of products.
Okay, we hit them twice. The boys, they ought to be proud of you. Power bait, Berkeley's our sponsor too. You can keep talking about them all the time. You don't never have to lie about that and go. They catch fish. Look, the sac-a-lait in Toledo been there. Them guys are catching sac-a-lait, like big size sac-a-lait. They still fishing deep. You know, it's cold weather. I thought they might come up and get on the shores, but that's the story at Slab Hunters LA. They've been sending me a lot of pictures. Like I said, I didn't get a chance to go. We was hunting them teal, and everybody around us you saw was shooting teal. You could see shots, and we worked hard, and we just didn't kill any teal. I black clouded them, but the sac-a-lait are really starting to turn on. I didn't see a lot of hope, a lot of boats, because we had a lot of wind. That little coup front came. But as soon as we left, he started sending me pictures. Bass biting too. But they're not catching them all on spider rigs. They're catching them in the canals where they're running out on the bank, finding treetops, 6 to 8 foot of water, and it's right now. So if you got any questions, all you do is Slab Hunters LA. He'll book a trip. If it turns bad, he'll give you a refund or rebook you. I'm going to tell you what, he saw we made that trip. It is just unbelievable how finalized this is and how lucky my friend got it now, because I'll be back, I promise you. Blaine, you're not a big saltwater guy, but I still
like the saltwater fish, though.
I know. I still think that one you did with Don Dubuque and Chris and all them with this
We was catching sheephead. We was catching sheephead on that Elite Series.
I know, that's an old fishing, so we ain't gonna say it. Let me tell you this now. This is sort of a landing report too, because people are damaged. But I'm gonna start off with some good news right now. And when I say good news, I talked to my friends at Lake Catherine, Island Marina. They got shrimp as of the day starting yesterday. They got shrimp. The landing is open. They got a room to rent. They got the little apartments up there to rent. The store right now is still in the process of being, restored. And so they went through it. They will give me more report. But the captains that are fishing out there are doing good. Also, I talked to Louis Foss, the owner, and he got all these companies. He said insurance companies right now, he had over 700 claims. But he sold 4,000 shrimp this past weekend at the point.
Somebody's fishing.
There. Oh yeah, they catch them in the lake, everywhere. Lake Pontchartrain. Not so much the bridges, but where the canals and bayous are coming in, and they're chasing birds. I talked to Mike Brantley, and Captain Mike sent me a bunch of pictures every day. He lemon out, coastal lemon out. The trout are running birds. He's fishing Lake Bourne, Lake Catherine, but most of his fish coming out of Lake Bourne, same thing. Where these canals and bayous and unknown passes where they're coming out, he's finding fish. Not specifically, a lot of times you fish Bourne, they fish those rigs in the pass, but right now they're running all over. And I saw Kevin Ford show the other day, and he was fishing down in the Hopedale Shell Beach area and everywhere. Him and the captain, I think he was fishing with Giacomo, and they were catching trout after trout. Some of them were no big ones, but they had a lot of keeper trout. They had flounder, they had bass, they had everything, and that's the same report I'm getting in the other areas. Now, my friends, good friends down in Dulac, and give me all the freshwater reports. I'm talking about John Bernard and his brother Bob. They've been doing some recovery work and charity work. They're friends. They're T. Irvs in Dulac. They've been helping them restore. They've been working on the landings and doing fundraisers, and they've been helping them out. And what a good Christian guy, and what a man that loves helping people is John and his brother Bob. They got T. Irv up and running. If they get electricity, they might get it in the next couple of days.
That's good news.
And T. Irv in Dulac, and that's a hard-hit area. Cocodrie, I don't even want to tell you all the sad stories I'm seeing. People are wiped out. It's over. Gone. Nothing. I got the same thing again, my cousin in Grand Isle. He's a minnow salesman. He's fisherman and sells to all the marinas down there. I showed y'all once before. I'm going to show you a little bit. His camp, right there by the Tidewater before you get to Fouchon, Leeville, it's gone. The Leeville dock that we bragged about, the kayak dock, and it's gone. It's just buggy in them. I talked to Kent Shakeschneider and them. They doing the work right there. Some of the stuff they were raising camp stayed, okay? But other areas is terrible. I got pictures I'm gonna try to show y'all, but it's sand all over the roads, camps that are gone. Then other people, my family survived, except for in the marsh, back in the Harrison property and Tidewater, there ain't a camp left. My brother had one down there. They're gone. They're all gone. So I want to thank the people who sent me those pictures. Our prayers are with you, and we're going to try to help you too, especially my cousin. He lost it all. He's always helping people. So Gus, thank you for sending me those pictures, and I'll get back with you. I'm going. I told you about the point. Madman's been working hard on there, but he survived a lot of damage and everything, and the shrimpers are coming back. I think the Wrigley's got shrimp too. They didn't personally give me a report. I haven't gotten any other reports from some of the landings down there, but Kent told me, bugging and working on the stairs even though, and they're coming back, you know, Butch, they sold a marina, but the guys down there that raised the camp up at Sand Dollar, they're in good shape. They lasted pretty good. They'll be back. And that's so important. I don't know how many houses, how many people are going to afford to come back, but when your marinas, after Katrina, you know, them 2 marinas right there, Sand Dollar, they supplied everything. And they didn't get much federal money either back then. Now, let's go to places where you're not causing trouble. I don't think they want you at Grand Isle right now. I heard some reports of catching fish, but you want to go southeast, you know, Slidell, Venice. And that's another report I've got. Ron Lambert was so excited. I talked to him last night. He had the last few weekends, they had a teal season. The vegetation is everywhere that he likes. I'm talking about duck potato, widgeon grass, the seed grass of peas, they call them. He said if they don't get no storm and there's nothing else, the river's falling. He said this week it's going to be down a little bit below 1 foot. New Orleans, he said the shrimp are moving in. And that's another thing. John, folks told me, he said, Gary Lewis, he said, they throwing cast nets off the dock like we used to do right now, all them canals, and they catching shrimp, you know, 16, 20 count shrimp. So them shrimp are going to bring those trout in, no doubt about it. So it's going to be good. You will go to the Southwest, down in Venice, Marina, and all those places. It's a vibe. Ron Lambert's going to be booking big duck hunts pretty soon. He got blast and cast, so you call it, LouisianaFishing.com. Let's see if we got anything. Anything you want to remind them? You want to remind them about the expo? And I want to thank Superior Bait and Tackle right here for keeping us on TV. There are going to be a lot of changes coming up at the end of the month, and we'll be telling you where you can find us, if you can find us. So say a prayer for us. You're watching Paradise, Louisiana. Thank you again, Mr. Blaine Salters.
Thank you, sir.
I ain't going to apologize. I'm going to forgive you. We've been 2 months now supposed to make a trip. You couldn't get no blanks in. Now you got them in. You're working 7 days a week. And now you got all this to it. I appreciate you taking the time coming today.
Absolutely.
Give us a report. You always got the best report. Salters Jig and Post, Superior Bait and Tackle. God bless America. God bless Louisiana for sure.
Paradise, Louisiana is also brought to you by Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change, CCA Louisiana, and the CCA Louisiana Star Tournament, IMCO, and by Farm Bureau Insurance.